Hey, you guys out there know I'm a big Conibear user when it comes to mink, muskrats, and raccoons. The only problem I have with the Conibears is the triggers. You know, this is just a regular trigger that's on your 110s. I don't think it doesn't bother me when I got it set in front of a muskrat den. You know, I just know that they're used to pushing their way into their den. They're moving fairly fast. We got video of them going into it. They're not going to be any trigger avoidance there. And in my trail sets with my 160s, I don't believe I have any avoidance there. You know, I set them in my trails. I put a little grass over them. They're ready to go. I know that a coon is used to getting into tall grass or thick brush, and he's used to taking his nose and just pushing his way through there. So I don't think it's a problem there. Where I know there's a problem with triggers is in my mink boxes, and then later on in the year I set out my cubby boxes for raccoons, bucket sets or whatever. And I know there's a trigger avoidance problem there. So what I did is I've done like everybody else. I've kind of went to a Conibear pan. It works good, but you know, maybe it's me, maybe it's psychological, I don't know. But I was taught way back when, if you have any doubt in a set that you're setting, it's not good. Trapping is probably, you know, 80% confidence. But if you can see, there are a couple things that bother me here. When I put this on my 120, this is on a 110, I know that, but my 120s that I use for my Conibear boxes are all set out, so I just want to show you this, is the amount of space that it takes up. I mean, that is using up basically an inch of that opening. The other thing is a mink's got to jump up on top of that. Now, I've had tracks where they just come up and they stop right here. They're not going in there. Is it the pan? Is it the opening? I don't know, but I don't have confidence. And I definitely know it's a problem when I come to my 160s. The thing I don't like about it is it's so small. You know, a raccoon, you know, they're trying to fish their hand in there or whatever, and it's so small, so that bothers me. So what I've done is, starting late last year, I started to mess around with my own design, and we came up with a pretty good one. And this year, it's been really successful for us. Mink trapping hasn't been all that great this year, but we're seeing that it really works. We've caught weasels in our mink boxes because of this new pans trigger system that I got. My 160s, it's working awesome. I mean, we're catching skunks, we're catching coons, we're having very little avoidance. And the reason that being is this makes such a big opening. Now, we quick threw this on one of our 110s because we have all of our 120s set out in our mink boxes. This thing's really easy to set, and you can see how big that pan is. But you wait till you see this. When we get this set, look at how big it leaves that opening. There is like a quarter of an inch is all you're losing. And I think that's important. Now, our 160 models is bigger than this. And that is that really helps out because it takes up a lot of the space. With that big opening, it leaves a spot for the coons. They really want to set their paw on that pan. And the mink, they come in, they want to just, a lot of times you'll see mink, they come up to your mink boxes and they stop right before going into your box. With this, we're seeing the catches that we're getting. We're thinking a lot happens is the mink comes up and he steps on there to stop and look in, and you catch them. Like I said, we've caught a couple weasels with it, and it's working really good. As you can see, it doesn't take much pressure to set this thing off. So it's really effective. And like I said, it's really easy to set. It takes up a lot of this room, gives them a big area to set their feet on. You can see it goes off fairly easy, so kind of want to be careful setting it, but once you get it set. Basically what I've been doing is, you've seen the mink boxes in my other videos. I kind of been flipping them upside down, and then I set this with my my mount is setting on the roof of my mink box right here, and it works good. Guys that got the mink boxes where it sets back down in there, you just need very little clearance on the bottom where your trigger is. You need just a little bit of clearance to make it go off. So just wanted to give you guys a sneak peek at what we've been up to. Like I said, everything goes well. We applied for a patent, so we're waiting on that. And if everything goes well, we're going to have them available next year. I mean, we don't even have a name for them yet. So, but we just wanted to give you an idea of what we've been working on. It's just like the most killer trigger and pan system that I think there is for a Conibear. So that's it.